Hi Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in. This is your July reading. So while I was meditating, I really constantly find myself overthinking things. And if one thing that I kind of always try to not do during meditation is thinking, not really overthinking or thinking into things. It's more feeling and tuning in. And I guess that you guys are a little bit in that hat space right now, which is totally fine because a lot of things are coming in. There are a lot of planets going retrograde and you're like, am I supposed to move right now? Am I not? How am I supposed to deal with this? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it fearful? Is it amazing? What is it? What am I supposed to do? Think. Well, we're gonna have an eclipse on the 2nd of July. So that's like during the new moon in Cancer, in your 9th house. And on the 16th slash 17th, depends on where you're at, where you live in the world, we're going to have a lunar eclipse in your 3rd house. So both things are really looking at what is familiar to me, what have I known, what have become some part of my comfort zone when it comes to how I present myself to the world, but also like how I use communication, which way I communicate, what I communicate about. Also, my home life, am I a traveler, or like maybe you've been traveling a lot and you want to kind of sort of want to settle down and live in one area, one place, not move around all the time. You want to look at investing into a home or something like that. But I feel it has a lot to do with your higher knowledge, your wisdom, and really tapping into that and using that for your forward movement basically. So there's a lot of energy surrounding your communication skills and what you know and what you don't know. So like, like I told you, like what is familiar, what's unfamiliar, and sort of trying to have look at both things with open eyes and with an open energy, and starting to not have such straight lines between two, like what is comfortable, what's not comfortable, what's known, what's unknown, and like I'm staying over here or I'm staying over there, or only try and chase what I've never seen or done or heard or taste before. And it's really like sort of loosening up that energy and literally just flowing with it left and right without really overthinking it too much, of like it's supposed to be in this box and this is what it's in this box and that's in what that box. It's always been like that, will always be like that. That energy will not really help you during this month of July because it will sort of push you out and pull you back in, and it's sort of finding a balance between both energies and just allowing things to come in. If you find yourself in a conversation that you normally wouldn't really have, or a person you normally wouldn't really have a conversation with, don't question it too much. It's like, why do all of a sudden they want to start talking to me? Do they want something from me? What have I done lately, which makes this person so nice? Or, why are they so hostile towards me? Just don't question it too much. Just take it in a moment. It doesn't completely define your relationship with the person or with yourself or anything like that. Just because you have a bad day, you don't have an entire bad life. It's like really looking at things from that perspective. That really will help you. And there's also a lot of beautiful energies going to come in. It's going to really help you build new things and plan a lot, okay, for this next 6 months to come. It's not just July, and if it doesn't happen in July, it will never happen, and it was all a fairy tale. And no, it's the start of, it's the kickoff, but you decide which way you go. You if you're on a journey, you have to take a certain route to go towards that destination. There we go. The church bells are ringing. Speak it, the truth. See, maybe some wedding bells for some of you getting married in the month of July, August. And if you are, then you might already know it right now that you're gonna get married in that age. If you are, then congratulations. But what I also always think about church bells, and it's about surrendering to the message I'm hearing. So surrendering to whatever is going on. Like right now, I cannot control this sound. I cannot control the clocks. I can only move with it. And allowing it to sort of neutralize the frequency. I really do believe this about church bells. I believe it's about, it has a bigger purpose. It's a certain frequency they want to put a bigger amount of group of people into. It's not, I really do feel that there's a deeper meaning towards it. Anyway, that's July for you. Distractions, you gotta flow with it, gotta go with it, but you can also just look at the positive side of it. There's always a positive side in any situation. And I can decide, I could like completely get so annoyed, stop recording because the church bells are ringing and it's completely ruining my, you know, thing over here. But I'm like, no, I would like to talk to you guys about church bells, and I think it has something in it. Maybe it means something for somebody. Maybe it will help you guys sort of like, you know, kick back, just relax, or surrendering to it. It's like I have free will in how to respond to these church bells, and I think that that's gonna be July. So, okay, well, we're not gonna use all those cards, but let's get a card out for you guys. What we got? Ooh, we got 4. That's a little bit too much. It started off with quiet time, but this one really doesn't want to go back in, so we're gonna go with this one. We have this beautiful card with the unicorn. See, you are a magical person, Scorpio, who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. And if there's one thing that I really do believe when it comes to Scorpio, is that you guys are manifestors, like pro manifestors. Okay, you're like, you guys are like the supreme of the manifestors, together with Aquarius, and I feel Cancers have a similar amount of manifestation frequencies as well. Okay, let me not get too deep into that. That's for another video. What it says is that when you allow your spiritual side that you have, and whether you are actively listening or tuning into it or working with it, you guys, and especially my feminine energy when it comes to Scorpio, you guys have such strong intuitions, yet you have this almost Aquarian way, because it's, you know, it's like this Aquarian way of looking at things from a more practical side, and let's see what's fixed and let's see what's safe or not. You know, and take the complete opposite, and really using your mind to sort of have a structure in certain things and working with a plan and things like that. And not for all of you, but a lot of you do have that energy sort of over clouding that magical, spiritual, deep depth you guys have within your soul. You just do. I can't make it any different than it is. It's just what you get when you get born with a sun or a moon or a rising in Scorpio, but especially sun. But you have this dual energy of like this or that. And like I told you guys, let the line be a little bit of both. Just let the line be a little less, you know, set. Just let it flow a little bit with both. And I think you will be a lot happier when you have a little bit of both. You won't be completely happy if you only live in the spiritual energy. If nothing ever touch you, nothing ever, you know, it's like, you know, it's everything from a highest perspective, and you know, it's like that. I don't think that will make you extremely happy either. It has to be sort of a little bit of both, but it can be either or. That's sort of what I'm feeling like. You like either with a group of extreme spiritual people, and that's where you talk about spirituality, and that's where you know, you speak about certain things, and then you have this other side of group that only speaks about science and wisdom and, you know, things like that, very practical things, right? Or in another group where you only talk about very 3D grounded relationship stuff, and it's only either or, you know, I'm either with this group or I'm with that group. No, it's like bringing those people together and having one party with all people, and having a sort of a moon ritual with people who are normally only focused on you know, with the planets or anything like that. It's just having a little bit of both and everything coming together. I think this month is really beautiful for setting that off and feeling much more comfortable in certain areas of your life, because you're allowing the spiritual energy to flow in. you guys are now like, okay, girl, you better start shuffling them cards or I will go away. The thing is that could be July for you, or it could be this, a new, right? It's either released or it's focusing on what has not manifested or what hasn't come. It's either or right now. And I want you guys to sort of work with both. So I can shuffle the cards and I can like show you all of that, right? I can definitely do that. But I think really talking about certain things from a different perspective is way more helpful for July. But you look, we've got so many cards already, coming out for you. So let's just jump into the tarot and really focus on that right now. Scorpio. I feel like some of you feel like sort of the universe forgot about you. It's like we had all this energy, all this, things in our signs these last couple of years, and now we shift and like, where am I in this party? Okay, where is Scorpio? Like, I feel like these guys are just feeling you're sitting just on an extra list or something. It's not that at all, Scorpio. It's not that at all, but I understand that you could feel like that. It's like there's so much happening in other signs, yet Scorpio isn't a major player right now. But that's only positive, because you get a chance to really work on yourself. Sometimes a person writes a book, right? They write a book, they take like 5 years. Nobody cares when this book is finished. It's an amazing book. The person can take as much time as they want to. Nobody asking about the book because you're writing it. It's your first book. Nobody knows what type of author you are. It's all that. Your first book comes out in divine time, and when you feel you're ready, you took all the time you needed and you bring it out. So you put in all the hard work, and it's a great book. It's an amazing book, and people love it and read it and all of that. But it was a book with an open ending, which sort of implies a follow-up book. But you haven't wrote that follow-up book. But that second book, has so much more pressure than the first book. If you're gonna take another 5 years for the second book, people are losing interest and your book deal and all of that. People are starting to want things from you. I feel right now you guys are in this perfect moment of writing your first book, and not literally, well maybe literally, but you understand what I'm trying to say. You get all this time and space to just create what you want to create without having everybody's eyes on you. It's like, what is Scorpio doing? Where's Scorpio moving? Like that. It's like you're moving a little bit to the background, but not because you're no longer valid. No, it's because you're getting that space. It's a blessing. It's a gift. It's sort of taking the lift off and say, listen, Scorpio, just focus on your family right now, your home situation. Maybe you want to take a step away from your career and just really focusing on, building a home, buying a house. Maybe you're pregnant or you want to get pregnant and all of that. It's sort of about that energy for you. It's like you're getting this space. It's a gift. So if you feel like, hey, people are not really calling me or anything like that, it's because you're getting this space is created for you to create, for you to focus on something you haven't had the time to, right? I don't know, go within. What would you rather have? Would you rather have the pressure of the first book or the pressure of the second book? I'm sorry, I had to drink something. So, what is out here on the table? What do I see? I see you guys, some of you, it's not for all of you, but some of you guys are making a decision on something you really want or wanted. Maybe no longer want, but it was like for a long period of time. That was your focus. That's what you wanted. That's what you were gonna get. Wanted to manifest and all of those things, right? And that was also something that required you to work really hard, or to put in a lot of energy, or put in a lot of effort to like keep track or keep check, or put in the work, or sleep enough, or think about all of those things. and you have to sort of make decisions and sacrifices for this one thing you really wanted, or maybe it was two things. And I feel that that one thing that you really wanted, we're really working towards, was also your biggest cause of feeling lost and feeling left out and feeling in the cold and feeling like it just wasn't for you, or you weren't getting what you were searching for or working for and all of that. I feel there's something in your life that have been giving you that emotion because it was something you worked towards so hard and really wanted, but it's also something you know that was sort of getting stagnant for a reason, right? And I feel like you're cutting out certain ways. It's not necessarily people, it's not necessarily things you do, it's ways of where you put your time and energy, and how you think about certain things, and how much you allow something to really break and put you down. And I think that there's a shift coming within that, a very necessary shift, because I feel you wanted something when you all along, deep down inside, you knew it was either not the right timing or not something you truly wanted from the soul. Maybe it came from the ego, from the mind, thinking that this was the next step. It was the right thing to do. This would make sense. This was what you always wanted since you was a child, but maybe you've grown up. Maybe that's no longer in alignment with your spiritual purpose. Maybe you always needed to grow up wanting that one thing so you can at one point transform from that. Not to, in the end of the day, sacrifice everything to have it, but to always want it so it could motivate you. But then the shift of wanting something else all of a sudden was that liberation, was that evolvement. There's always a higher perspective on things, Scorpio. And I feel that the sadness and the focusing on the lack and the things that didn't work and things that don't work, all of those things, is shifting. It's like your energy goes towards something else. Because the thing is that it's a journey, and I think you really, really were so ready to cut the bullshit out. I'm sorry for my language, but it was BS, right? And it's like this month, and I felt that so strongly since I started your reading, it's like you're reminding yourself of who you are and what you're capable of. You're reminding yourself that, ooh, I would like a partner or all of that, and I'm, you're very good in relationships once you're really committed, you are. But you're not in a needy energy, okay? You're like coming back to self, thinking, got my own money, got my own thing, got this coming from me, I got this, I got me, I don't need anything else. And that's something that you guys don't really do well with on the long term, when you're needing of something or for someone, something from someone or the person itself. It makes you it kind of gives you a weak energy, like it makes you feel weak towards self, which weakens your motivation and your inspiration and your connection to yourself. And that sometimes sort of comes out and purges out in a lot of different ways. Like you can get physically ill, or don't feel strengthened, or you don't feel like you can do things, or you're very tired all the time, and it's all of those things. And you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with my body? Why can't I get out of bed in the morning? Why do I feel this way? Like, and it can just only, for example, can come from a role you have to play inside a union or a relationship with family, friends, or lovers, that depletes your energy and depletes your self vision, like the vision you have for yourself. Because you need to remind yourself of the strong individual you are. You need that little reminder, that wake-up call. And I feel July is really going to be that wake-up call, because there's no way getting through this without reminding yourself of that you are 100% that. Okay, that song keeps popping up in my mind. I don't know if it connects to you, but a lot of people know exactly what I mean. Okay, see what happens when you start to reclaim things. the peace comes back because it is here. You see a 4 of Wands with the 10 of Cups? That's alignment. That is focusing on the things where you want to actually focus on. That's focusing on what makes you happy and at peace. And I feel a lot of things have been like sort of pulling at you. And it's like you couldn't even be, you know, with family and friends that much as you wanted. Or vice versa. Maybe you just really wanted to get back to work, but you had all these social requirements. Where you're like, and I feel like you need some space. You just need some space. You need that space you get when you get to write your first book. You need that breathing space. And take that. Claim that. That's also taking your personal power back. It's like, hey, I need this for me. Yeah, but I need this. No, I need this for me. I love you. I want to be in a relationship with you, for example. But how can I make you happy if I can't even make myself happy? If I'm unhappy with myself, I first need to be happy with myself. I need to be in alignment. I need to have enough energy. And then I can come into this union and give. But right now, I am not in a position to give you anything. Or not what you want, at least. Because that would take so much away from me that I will become miserable and you will become miserable. So what you want, Mr. or Mrs., tell me what you want. It's really they're having those type of conversations, Scorpio. Because it's not mean. It would be mean if somebody would tell you like, yeah, okay, I get that. But you still have to do it. Because you promised. Or you're like in a relationship with me. So you have to come to my parents' house on Sunday. Because that's what you do when you're in a relationship. No, what I do when I'm in a relationship, I gotta first ground myself. I'm gonna have enough energy. I'm gonna feel, you know, good enough and all of those things. And then I'm gonna come to you and your family, because then I can be present and give you guys a good energy. Or do you want me to give the energy that I'm gonna give if I am not feeling like myself? Because this gonna happen. The 5 of Swords. You see? But here's the Star card again. And the 8 of Pentacles. You see, you just need that space. Just a little bit more space. Okay? And you're going to take it. And it's going to help you a lot. So some of you really are going to take a retreat. You're like, you know what? I'm going to book a 4 days silent retreat somewhere in the rainbow. I don't care. You know? And I need that for me. But some of you are really just doing the inner work or outer work. Like you want to go into the gym, or you want to start this project, or you want to write this book, or anything like that. You want to start off, you know, a channel or anything like that. And the 5 of Swords energy is like, you are able to do all of this. You are able to focus on family, you're able to focus on your work, you focus on your soul purpose and, you know, making the right decision. But what you also really have to be, because that's all here, right? Things that I said. But you have to look at what type of energy you come from when you're doing this. Like why you're focusing on your work and why you're focusing on finding your purpose and following it and receiving good things. What is your energy while you're doing it? And I think that's very important in the month of July, because if you keep your energy very clean and if you focus on the new and really being in the present of the moment, you're going to feel so much more peace with where you are, who you are, and all of those things. So some of you are working together with an Aquarius. I do see that you guys are going to have a very successful connection, whether that's romantically or work. You also will receive something when it comes to what you've put into, the energy you've put into. Like you put in a lot of work in something. I don't know in what, because that's personal to everyone. But it really is paying out. It really is paying off. It really is. You have many moments in the month of July where you just really feel at home. At home within yourself, in your house, wherever you are. At home within your union, in your relationship. You're gonna have that moments where you like wake up and look next to you. For example, if you're in a relationship and really think, wow, I just feel this strong sense of belonging right now. Like I belong here. Like right now in this moment, I just feel like this is exactly where I need to be. And having those moments really do give you perspective, Scorpio. but also waking up and not feeling that energy also gives you a perspective, and act on that. But just use July as an observation. Don't just jump into anything and everything, because it will be maybe different next week. That's a little bit, you know. But as long as it's so close to your desire, like you will get such a closer focused look on what your desires are and where you want to go. It's all your purpose. This is your purpose. And you are working in it, you're working with it. Like I told you, that magical energy you got going on within you. Using it for your benefit and for benefit of others. Because if a Scorpio is happy with who he or she is, then others will definitely benefit them from that in a natural way. So I'm going to clarify the 5 of Swords because I want to know the tea. Okay. Where's the 5 of Swords here? Where's the 5 of Swords here? Temperance and the Knight of Cups. So balanced energy. So there's a message coming in of wanting to reconnect. Okay, some of you are dealing with a ex situation or something like that, somebody from the past, because I feel past energy around it. But it's something that was left unsaid, something was left spoken basically, or worked through. And I feel like there's somebody coming in really offering a peace offer. Like it could be you, you know, really finding alignment within self and thinking, whoa, 2 months ago it was really hard to with that person. I'm going to send a little postcard, you know, just a little postcard, knowing, you know, just letting them know that I'm back. Okay, just something small. But it could also really be somebody coming towards you with a much more balanced energy. It's like much more softer, because I feel that if you're really standing your ground when it comes to this person, like I told you, like, you know, they just want something from you, they don't care if you got it or not, they just need it from you. And that was like really 5 of Swords energy. It's like, I don't care how you feel afterwards, I just need these swords from you. Like I don't care you needed to cut food, you know, so we can provide for us. I need all the swords because I want to have all the swords. That's just my thing right now. I just need to have everything you got. And I feel that by that person coming from that energy, and you can apply it to your situation. I'm just giving you an example. But that by this person just wanting everything and anything at that moment, made sure that you couldn't be the full potential of yourself. So you were left out in the cold, and the other person in the end as well, because you could no longer provide anything to the union. So I think this energy is getting healed. You see, because the Temperance is coming in, bringing back the balance. Also a lot of more patience. Like this person going to give you a lot more patience. And because it's bringing in that offer, it's like, you know what, I know I was like acting like a little child. I thought about it. It was really good. We had that conversation and you really made clear like where you stand with us or anything in that energy. And I'm just going to apologize right now because I'm really aware right now of like the energy I came from. It was just not the right thing to do at that time, and I understand that make you feel a certain way, Scorpio. So I'm sorry. Should we just, you know, reconnect? Try and look at things, you know, from a different perspective again. And I think for a lot of you, you feel much more in alignment because there's just so many energy. You could feel like a person you've been dealing with, whether it's like work, because it could also be a boss energy, but it could most often be a love relationships. Like you just kind of felt this person was putting in energy and effort into everybody around him except for you and your relationship and your union and something you were working on together. Like it was just spreading everything, you know, out here, giving everybody coins and stuff. And when by the time he came home, he had nothing left to show for. And you were just like, you know, I really feel that there was a lesson in this because you needed to stop carrying all the weight in that relationship, you know, or in that work stuff. And just no longer feel like, okay, if I just be patient, if I just be silent, if I just keep working really hard, then I'm gonna get what I deserve. It doesn't work like that, because I think the lesson was into you stepping up and reminding yourself exactly, and then with that, other people of exactly where you stand and where you come from and what you're worth. And that was your lesson in it. That's what I'm getting very strongly, Scorpio, because after that, right after you step up, there we go. What's the star card here? What are we getting in? Show me the star card. What is the star card about? What is the blessing coming in for my Scorpios for the month of July? Star card. That's a little bit too many cards, but I'll deal with it, because there you go. You see, you're refining yourself again. Death card, that's you. Ace of Swords, new beginning, ending to a situation, a hardship. And then we have the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. So shift, woo-wee, like this is the eclipse energy for you. Ain't nothing but good. Because you know this cycle. The endings that sometimes feel a little uncomfortable, a lot. But hey, I get so much out of it. Get so much from it. I gain so much from it. And it might hurt now, but I know that in a couple of weeks it actually has healed me, and now I can move forward. Beautiful energy, Scorpio. Such a clear message, even though it can come off like it's a little bit in the air. But I know what's going to come out, and I don't want you guys to have any fear, because you got this. I'm going to get a spirit message for you. Scorpio for the month of July. What's coming out? Scorpio for the month of July. Scorpio for the month of July. I feel this one. Receive for you. Receive, Scorpio. You are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. But now it's time for you to learn how to receive gracefully. Just as with the ebb and the flow of the tides, okay, Cancer season, the art of giving and receiving is a natural law of the universe. Be open to receive, Scorpio. It's about being open to receive something from yourself, right? And being open to receive something from somebody else. Giving something to yourself and receiving something from someone else. It's like equal give and take. If you only give and give and give and don't receive, you block the energy flow. You at one point don't have anything left to give. That's just the way it works. So, beautiful energy. So you will receive something. I'm just like I told you, like, I feel like the biggest gift you get is the time, the energy, the space of working on something without having all these eyes on you, without having that pressure with whatever you are trying to manifest. And you're going to receive something out of that. That's your gift. It's a gift of self. It's really beautiful. Really is. So that's your reading for July. I wanted to take a moment to talk about Vimeo for a little bit, because like I told you guys, for the month of July I was doing a trial run, and for some reason I just kept getting the guidance of postpone it and not, continuing it right now. I do have some other projects I want to start on YouTube as well for you guys, so I'm really excited about that, so stay tuned. And for now, I just want to thank you for tuning in. And if you are here up until this moment, thank you so much. If this was in any way helpful, then please give this video a like, because it will help spread the message. And for now, just have a great month of July, Scorpio. I love you to the moon and beyond, and I'll see you back soon. Okay, bye.